What is up, guys? Welcome back to the $1 Million Challenge, where I started off with $1 and I'm working my way up to $1 million. Today is gonna be a little bit of a different video from what I'm usually doing. Today is more of an update video, and I'm gonna explain a lot of different things that happened since the last episode and kind of my thought process and some little updates. And we're probably gonna do like a day of playthrough, but that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna be doing a ton of gambling today, and I'll explain why. Before we hop into all that though, I'm going to show the bonuses I claimed since the last episode. We got some decent sized bonuses, so I'm going to show those on screen and we'll get started with some things after that. Alright, so our first bonus here is the monthly bonus on the website we use. We got $11.98 as the November monthly bonus, so that's a nice little addition there. And then on FanDuel, I got 25 promotional free spins at I think 20 cents. Yeah, 20 cents. So I run these, and this is sped up just to keep a little bit quicker because it took a few minutes. But I landed into a bonus, so I got the little collection bonus here. Nothing super crazy, but again, this is all free money. It's just a free promotion for like this new slot they're doing. We give out some free spins, so there's zero risk on this. I'm just taking some free profits. And then luckily I landed into another bonus, which was paid out a little bit better. This one was like a free spin bonus, but had like a big thing in the middle there. $9.83 on that second bonus there, and then we ended up with a total of $14.03 for doing absolutely nothing. So we got like $12 from the website, $14 from FanDuel, all free money. So that's basically, what is that, $26 in bonuses. Pretty darn good. That's like almost 1% of our daily profit pool just right there for logging into some apps and getting some free bonuses. Alright, so popping back into the sheet, got some updates since the last episode. So I want to go over basically what happened in my thought process of how I'm going to operate the next 4 days here of playthrough, and just a little bit of an insight on the way my mind works with this challenge. But to start things off, we ended off on the last episode at $2,141, which is a new peak balance. And as you can see, it's only been going up since then, since the last episode. And all of this has come from outside gambling or sports betting. We got like the promotions, and we got a lot of sports betting. So if you're new here, you're not familiar, I tail bets. I don't place like my own bets off my own knowledge. I follow somebody that posts their bets for free on Instagram. His name's Volume Bets. I have his link to his Instagram on my Discord server. If you want to join the Discord server and get a link to his page. That's why I don't show my bets, because he just posts all of them and I tail him. So if you want to like see the bets I'm placing, I just tail him every single day. So feel free to check him out, but that's why I don't go through all my itemized bets. I don't go through everything I place, because it's out there if you want to track it. But this blue line's where we are starting off on the beginning of this episode, and just gonna walk you through the 4 days here before we hop into other details. So first things first, we have our futures column here. This is just bets that are placed way off in the future. I don't include that in the balance at the moment. I might change that, but right now it's not included in the balance. So this number here, our total balance for the day, is not. This does not include the futures, so that's separate. So really, we actually have more money in the bankroll, but it's just not like accessible. So I don't include it right at the moment. But looking at the changes over the course of these 4 days for this episode, we start off with $818 in Bitcoin, and that did fluctuate a good bit, but it pretty much stayed flat out throughout the course of these 4 days. Our USDC balance stayed flat. That just gets like a little bit of interest. It's nothing crazy. And then Fliff, I didn't do any bets on there, so that stayed flat. Bet Online stayed flat. Poker Stars, we got about $9, and that's because I wager $1 a day on there to get bonuses. So I usually get like a couple cents here and there, a couple bucks here and there. So it does add up. It averages about like $1 a day. So that's pretty good. Not a huge increase. But on DraftKings here, we got a total of, we went up and down a good bit. We started off with 250, and after 4 days, we were 290. So we went up $40 in 4 days. And then on FanDuel, we went up $25 in 4 days. The website balance jumped up from the last episode after gambling and getting some profit. And then we got our monthly bonus added to that, so we got an extra $12 there. But I usually only enter this in this column once we play for the day. But I'm dragging this down for now to show you guys what's going on over here. But yeah, typically I update this after we play each day. And then Fanatics, I went down $10 over the past 4 days. So that's the changes in the bankroll. Basically just a decent amount of sports betting, a couple bonuses here and there. Now, looking at this day change column over here, this is what I was added recently, and I was kind of talking about some thoughts about that. Last episode, what we did on day 297, I went up 3% on that day just from sports betting and like Bitcoin and everything. So I didn't gamble that day because we went up 3%. So my thought was like, why risk the bankroll if we're already up 3%? Yeah, I could like technically get more money if I risk it on gambling on the website and try to get more profit, but we already locked in 3% of profit. So like, I'm happy with that. Why risk it, right? Why take on that additional risk? So I kind of did the same thing before I started recording today. I was like, I wonder, you know, these numbers look like pretty high. Looks like they're making some money. What do these numbers actually look like? Should I even like really gamble this episode? That's kind of what I was looking into. So what I did is I just pulled these numbers, our starting balance. I pulled the website balance down here. Typically I update the website balance every day once we play, but I figured let's just keep it flat. Let's just say I don't gamble. What would that look like? So this is where our starting bankroll would be each day, adding up these columns over here. So like one row at a time, like this whole blue row here, it's added up into this number here. That's how all these work. And then I just dragged the start bankroll, the same numbers over here to the end bankroll, just if I didn't gamble at all, and just kept the balance where it's at. And then that leads over here where the day change comes into effect. So on the first day, just from sports betting and Bitcoin and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, bonuses, we went up 1.66%. On the second day, we went up 3.91% on the entire bankroll. And then on day 301, we actually went down 2%. And then on day 302, we went up 0.85%. So realistically, looks pretty good, right? On paper, like we went up a couple percent every single day almost, besides this 2% loss on the bankroll. But these numbers look really good, right? These numbers look pretty good. So what I did is I took the average of these 4 days just to see like what's, you know, we had this one day that went down 2%, we did went up 4%. What does this look like? Like how much did the bankroll average each day over 4 days? And this is the number I came up with here. So it's just a simple Excel formula. I took the average of these 4 boxes right here, and it was 1.1%. So over the course of 4 days, I averaged 1% on the bankroll. So technically, like that is the goal of the challenge, get 1% profit every single day. Technically, I shouldn't even have to gamble today. That's like the way that's why I'm explaining all this. Technically, we already hit the goal of like the video. I don't have to gamble. We got 1% profit every single day just from sports betting. We took additional risk outside the video with sports betting and it paid off. And yeah, so like why risk it? We got some bonuses and stuff. But I figured that's kind of boring if I just like cut the video there, call it a day. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of content, is I'm going to play this day that we were down 2% and just try to go for 0.5% profit goal. I did update the profit goal and loss limit columns, so these are now showing like 0.5% of the bankroll as the profit goal and 2% of the bankroll as a stop loss instead of the 1%, 4%. So it's 0.5% and 2%. I know it's a lot of numbers and math and there's a lot going on. I get it. Hopefully that stuff makes sense. But yeah, so we're gonna play one day just so there's like some sort of content here, so I'm not just like talking like, all right guys, that's it, I'll see you later. So yeah, we'll do a day playthrough. If we lose, it'll pretty hurt. Yeah, it'll hurt pretty. Yeah, I can't speak. It'll hurt pretty good. We'll be down another like 2% on the day. So hopefully we don't lose. We'll try to play it pretty safe. But yeah, that's the plan. And then I guess yeah, we'll just hop into it. So let's back these out and let's see what our 1% profit goal would be. So if we back that out, we'll leave that there. So okay, this is where we would be on day 301. So our 1% profit, or sorry, our 0.5% profit goal would be $11.08, and our stop loss would be $44.32. Let's hop into the website and see if we can get like 0.5% of profit. Okay, so we're hopping into the website. We have our 2% stop loss of $44.32. I know you guys can't see because my face cam's blocking it, but we just hit a 1.01x, so it just crashed immediately. So I'm doing an all-in bet here. We're gonna try to go for, let's see if this hits first before I start talking. Okay, it did hit. Let's go. We're gonna go for like 2 wins on here, and then we're gonna bounce out to a different game. I don't want to be on here too long. Let's go for, just to take that winnings, roll it over to all in bet. We'll try to get one more and then go to some different games. I don't want to risk too much on here. There's a 1.03. We hit that. We got $2.70 of profit. I'm just gonna bounce around to some different games, go for like $2.50 on each game, and see if we can get $11.08. That's the plan. And also, I've been working on a video idea. So I know I keep talking about I'm gonna change things and have like a huge discussion about how I'm gonna like change the challenge, adapt things, implement some new stuff, blah blah blah. I got a lot of ideas. I think I'm just gonna make a whole separate video on it, and I've been working on getting ideas together. I'm gonna make not like a super like detailed presentation, but to make a presentation style video. I really just want to have like a sit down, kind of map it all out, where my thought process is, like why I do stuff, why I plan on changing things, and like what I'm going to be changing them to, and get like really in depth with it. I think it'd be really good just to make a whole video on that instead of trying to like throw it into like one of these like gambling videos, if it makes sense. So I'm working on that. I just passed my test, my CFP exam last Monday, so a week from today that you guys see this video. So it feels great. I've honestly taken this whole week just to like chill, relax. My brain has been so cooked. I've been studying nonstop, working nonstop. Yeah, just studying on top of full-time jobs a lot, and my brain has just been cooked recently. So I've just been like chilling this week, trying to relax after work, enjoy my free time a little bit. I've been seeing friends and family just because I haven't been like leaving my apartment for almost a year now, pretty much. So yeah, I'm working on it. I want it to be a good detailed video though, try to answer a bunch of questions because I get a lot of questions in the comments, and I want the video to kind of just answer things like ahead of time instead of bringing up questions in the comments. I think it's really good just to like make a video on it. So I'm working on it. It'll be very in depth. Until that video comes out, I'm gonna keep running the challenge as we've been doing it, just so I don't have to like make little changes and explain things. But that video is coming. It'll probably be a little bit still, but I want it to be like as best as I can make it. I'm not gonna go super crazy with it, but I do want it to be like pretty quality. So I'm taking some time. I'm like writing notes down, trying to come up with like a good idea for that. So it's gonna be important though. I know I keep like talking about it, and some people like just want to see me gamble. Some people are like really interested in like the risk aspect, or like trying to get 1% profit every day. There's like, I feel like different audiences, different like groups of people that watch. But I kind of want to shift gears a little bit, as I'm kind of doing with like if we make 1% profit on the day, not gambling, there's like reasons behind that. There's math behind that. And I know some people like on this video will be like, why are you only gambling one day instead of like 4? You know, you're supposed to gamble every single day, but like, not really. I'm not really trying to gamble every single day. I'm just trying to get little profits every single day. If that comes from sports betting or Bitcoin or something, that's fine. Like, I don't, you know, I'm playing the long game and trying to make some like good content out of it too. I'm just tracking my journey on it. We're going for 3 clicks on 3 mines. Okay, cool. There's the first one. Try to get one more. $2.50 bet. But yeah, I mean, I'm really interested in that stuff. I'm like obviously like weirdly interested in numbers and math, and I'm sure you guys can tell, but I would like to really just like explain a lot of things and hopefully like have you guys learn some stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be cool. But I think a whole video should be dedicated to it, and it'll probably be pretty in depth. So that'll be a different type of content for sure, but still on the same page. We got $6.15, a little bit over halfway to the profit goal. We're gonna hop in a different game and just keep grinding out these little wins here and see if we can get our profit goal for today. All right, now we're coming into the wheel on medium risk. I'm gonna start with a 50-cent bet. This is gonna get kind of risky. This is like the one game that either works out really good for us. We've been hitting the 3 and the 4x a lot recently, so I'm kind of nervous to run this, but you have like a 50% chance of trying to get a win or a loss in general. It just depends on how big that win's going to be. So we're already got 4 losses now, 5 losses. 6 losses. It's a lot of losses. I'm on a $2 bet size. Okay, there's the 3x. That's what's been happening. That's what's been happening. We get a bunch of losses to get like a 3 or 4x. That's good. We'll take that. I'm gonna bring us back down to a 50-cent bet. And trying to run this up to like 750. It's kind of the goal. And if we can get one more win. Okay, there's a loss there. There's a little win. Okay, 765. I'll take that. Let's hop in a different game. Okay, so coming into dice, we're doing our strategy where I try to go over 25. We're gonna try to roll over 25. If we lose, we wait till we hit the green. We're gonna double up, try to win twice, and we bring the base bet back down. And if we get a bunch of losses, it can get pretty nasty with some big bets. So we're gonna start with a 50-cent bet. We're gonna try to run this up to like maybe like $9. I'm not gonna push this for another like $2.50. I think we're just gonna go up to like $9. So that's like $1.40 almost. Should be kind of light. We're gonna get some losses for sure. It's bound to happen. So there's 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row. We hit the green, we're gonna double this up and try to go for 2 wins there. Bring us back down to 50 cents. We get a loss, it was a good adjustment. And we double it up and lose, so we're gonna double this up again. Try to go for 2 wins, we lose. We're at a $4 bet now after doubling up. This is where it can get kind of messy. We gotta go for 2 wins here. We hit it, okay. Back down to 50 cents, bring it back down to the base bet. Okay. And there's our loss. We hit that, we go up to $1, go for 2 wins. There we go. We're pretty darn close. I know I said I'm gonna bring us up to $9. Let's try to go for 10 though. We're pretty close there. I think we can pull this off. Feel pretty confident in it. There we go, $10. We need about like $1 more. So I'm gonna finish this off, I think on blackjack, and hopefully call it a day there. Okay, blackjack has been very difficult recently. We've been battling in this game. I think the past couple times I played this, I got like 20 wins and like 40 losses or 30 losses. We just need like 1 win today. I'm going for $1. We need $1. Hoping this could just be easy for us. And the first one's a loss. Okay, I'm not gonna mark and go. I'm gonna flat bet. And this is what we've been doing, but it gets tough. It gets really tough. There's already 2 losses. So now we need 3 wins to come back. Okay. Now we need 2 wins. 12 against 12 is a hit. Playing by the book. That's a stand. And he pulls it off. Okay. Alright. We need 3 wins from here. Alright, now we need 2. Oh, the blackjack would have been nice. Okay. Pretty darn close. It's not a blackjack, but 21. We'll take it. And we have a soft 17 against a 3. It's saying it's a double. I'm just gonna play it safe and I'm just gonna hit it. Okay, so we have a 12 against 3. That's a stand, right? That's a hit. It's a hit. That's a crazy hit. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's $11.13. We got our 0.5% profit goal. I'm gonna log that in the sheet, and I will summarize some updates on the video then. Okay, so to wrap things up, just on day 301 there, we got a $11.13 profit. That's 0.5% of our profit goal. Well, typically it's 1%, but that was a 0.5%. So we did hit the profit goal, and this was negative 2% before we did that. Now it's negative 1.5%. So it makes it a little bit better. This average each day was a 1.1% increase, I believe. Yeah, it's 1.1. Now it's 1.22. So just increase the average daily profit on the 4 days a little bit more. So we took a little bit of risk there. We didn't really need to, but it did work out. So on the video overall though, we went up $69 from the start of the video up until the end, just based on that $11 of gambling today. that we got in profit. And then that's the 69 here is from all 4 days. So we went up, obviously in sports betting, like I talked about in the beginning. We got some bonuses, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty quick episode. Just want to keep it pretty short, sweet, simple, But I think I'm really going to implement this going into the future. If we make a 4% profit on one day, it really doesn't make sense to gamble. I know it's not like the most entertaining content, but the idea is to not risk money if it's not necessary. So again, I'll explain these things like way more in detail in that video I was talking about I'm going to make soon. Just kind of walking through the challenge and to give you guys a visual representation of why I really didn't want to gamble today. Look at our graph here. I think last episode we were sitting like right around here. So we had this big increase of $70 now, and that's, we're starting to come back up on this curve here. Looks like we're starting to break this 2,000 mark we've been stuck at. We're starting to get this upswing. That's exactly why I didn't want to risk more money and gamble if we didn't need to today. So hopefully that's a better visual representation of why I'm trying to play it safe. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a little bit different video, not as much gambling as usual, but if you're making profit, typically it's best not to push your luck too far, be greedy, and just call it a day. So hope you guys did enjoy. I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate all your support as always. Leave any thoughts or suggestions below, especially with me working on this next video. Well, not the next video, but this like big video I'm talking about, where I'm gonna be talking about the challenge in depth and some new things and stuff. Feel free to leave thoughts and ideas and suggestions. I'll take that stuff into account. But there's some links in the description for some like free crypto, some free stocks. They're affiliate links, but yeah, if you want to sign up, you get some free stuff. So don't gamble. I would prefer if you invest or save your money and be smart with it instead of risking it gambling. It's a losing game in the long run to gamble. So yeah, I don't recommend you try this. This is purely for entertainment. I'm just tracking my journey from $1 to $1 million without risking any of my own money. This is all free money that I've just got for free, and I haven't had to risk any of my own personal funds. So that's it. But that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next episode. All right, peace.